everybody, Haha No here, this time bringing you Jungle Shen. Now Shen is one of my preferred junglers. I enjoy playing him because he is really good at helping his team, because he has a global ultimate and an AoE taunt, and that really allows you to insulate your team from any impending death, or if they are out of position, you're able to really quickly get there and help and save your teammate. He's also extremely sustained in his jungle, and he doesn't really have mana, so he's able to just jungle pretty much forever, and as long as he has his ultimate up, he just comes and joins the fight whenever he'd like. Shen's not without his faults though. As he is pretty slow in the jungle, he actually slows down over time as well, unless you build damage, which I usually don't do because you're better off getting early tankiness, which you'll see examples of why I do that later on in this video. He does require a lot of awareness. You need to be able to not only predict when to use your ult and know when to use your ult, but you have to be able to predict when the enemy jungler and laners are going to be in there and try and prevent things before they happen. But aside from being slow in the jungle and a little hard to do because you need a lot of awareness, Shen is a really valuable component to any team. He's one of my favorite people to play, again, as I said, because he's just such a strong team presence. He can turn the tide of any fight, whether it be at the beginning of the fight or the end of the fight, and he's extremely tanky. And with the new patch changes and the new buffs to him, he does a lot more damage now, especially coming out of the jungle. He also has a really strong level 2 gank, because he's able to just level Q and then level E and walk up into a brush and dive out at someone for a quick taunt, and the Q will actually do a lot of damage as well, and a Kai Strike, so he can probably bring on the order of 300 or 400 damage to a gank at level 2, which is pretty strong. Certainly not the best in the game, and they could always flash away from it, but if you catch people in the wrong position or they're not expecting it, it's really strong. He also has a variety of paths you can take. You can start red, you can start blue, you can start at small camps, you can counter jungle, you can do pretty much anything with him because he's got a pretty big body and he does a decent amount of damage, and at the worst he just uses E to dash through a wall or escape, and you don't even really have to burn flash. So there you saw my typical path. I do it on most junglers, if not all junglers. It's just really easy to remember and a pretty sustained path. One of Shen's biggest strengths when he's ganking is the ability to tower dive at early levels. So here you can see Singed is top, and so is Fiora. I land a maximum rage taunt, as well as then a Q and a shield to take one of the tower hits, and I pull out in time to live. Here you can see Swain is coming up from mid after a fight at Dragon, so I go right onto him. I throw my Q and continue to dive, I flash out of his snare and just stick onto him and pick up the kill. Shen is also strong at traditional ganks, as you can see here on this bottom lane gank. I come around to pick up a kill on this Ezreal, and notice that their Nautilus is coming right at me. I continue to stick onto Ezreal, and then pull off to go onto Nautilus, who is attacking my Soraka. I continue attacking him the entire time, and I notice that Ryze is here, so I pull off into the bush. I then bait them towards the bush, and land a good taunt in order to pick up the kill with Ryze. Then I'm able to use my shields to easily escape the damage that Shen is throwing on me. I come back into the fight and land a Q in order to pick up the kill. Another really strong aspect of Shen is counter-ganking. Here, Ryze is getting ganked, so I use my ultimate even though I'm right next to him to give him the extra shield and land a taunt on Swain. He turns to pick up the kill, and we end up killing the Swain. Nautilus then follows Ryze almost into tower range, but I do enough damage to take him down along with Ryze. The most important set of skills to have on Shen is your ability to teamfight. As with any tank, you want to really peel people off of your carries while dealing damage to those attacking your carries. Very rarely will you want to break off from this, otherwise you might end up just getting your team killed. So here we're doing Dragon and they initiate a fight on us. I land a taunt here to pick up the kill on Shen, and then continue to stick around and try and peel people off this Soraka. Now that people are off my carries, I move in to take some damage and deal it to the team. I then continue to do this, baiting their team towards me. Swain takes the bait to turn around and use a bird, and we end up picking up the kill on Ezreal instead. Here I'm entering a fight a little late, and I notice that they're on my carry right here. I use taunt to pull a couple of them off of Ryze, and then I use my ultimate to give him a little bit of a shield to keep him alive longer. We then go on to their carries, and I land a good taunt on Ezreal here and a Q over the wall, and I flash to get after this guy, but he's hit with a rocket. In this next clip, Ryze flashes to catch Swain out of position and starts dealing damage to him. Swain flashes out of the way, but I go in to support my team. I pick up a taunt on Nautilus and on Singed in order to peel them off my carries, and they have to back off. We then take down and start DPSing the other team. We take down their enemy Shen, and we continue to run while I take the tower hits. I'm going to pull off here so I don't take any more tower aggro, and then re-enter the fight in order to take down the carries on Rise. Singed throws Rise out of the fight and into the tower, and right here I notice that Rise is going to die from this last tower hit, so I use my ultimate to give him a shield in order to make him live through this die. In this next fight, we've picked up Baron, and I notice that Ezreal's out of position. I flash onto him in order to pick up a taunt and start throwing down some damage. Rise ends up picking up the kill on him as a result, and we're able to push into their base. We have a pretty large advantage here with the Baron buff, and we're able to push into their base and harass them at their tower. You have to know how tanky you are and how much damage you're able to take and when you should and shouldn't be in. Here we're going to pressure this tower, and halfway through we're going to get aggressed on. Here I'm going to pull these two people off of our carries and start DPSing whoever's around me. I actually have a pretty good amount of damage now, but it's not really enough to hold up to the tower and all of those characters. So I pull out in order to live through the fight and have my team continue the DPS while I took the towers. I'm going to slow Singed for this fight while Soraka uses her Star Call. He throws me, but I'm going to juke through his Shen's taunt. Then I'm going to move here, juke back through Singed in order to not die to him, and the entire time Corki is dealing damage to their team. Since Soraka's here and healing me, I'm going to stick around a little bit longer and try and get in and save Corki. Corki was unable to escape, so I go onto their low tanks right now. I'm thrown again by Singed, and I pick up the kill on Nautilus, but Soraka is using her Star Call and also healing me to keep me alive. She picks up the kill on Shen, and I pick up the kill on Singed and Nautilus. This entire fight and the kills we've picked up here are just a result of knowing how tanky I am. Now right here, I'm still kind of low, but I'm going to continue to push because I'm not really scared of anybody on their team at this point. I've got a lot of armor and I've got a lot of health, so I'm just going to continue to aggress. As you can see here, this Ezreal continues to deal damage to me. However, I'm really tanky and I have Soraka here to help me heal. He even throws down an exhaust, and I'm able to chase him all the way until he has to retreat. We then recall and try to use this Baron buff to finish this game. So we're going to take our buff and our fully healed Shen and move right up the middle and just not care about anything. At this point I'm extremely tanky and they don't do too much damage. So I'm just going to move and DPS whoever's nearest to me and take all the damage for the team. If you notice, I'm taking a lot of damage, but everybody around me is at pretty much full health. And that's because I keep taunting them off of it and doing damage to those who jump onto my carries in order to deter them from what they're doing. We're going to continue to push forward and continue to pressure this tower that we didn't get. Ezreal's ultimate didn't really do too much damage to us, and we're just going to push forward, and I'm going to tank this turret in order to get them to draw towards me. It works, and I use my taunt in order to pick up the kill on Swain. Now I'm taking a lot of damage right now from Ezreal, so I'm going to retreat. Ezreal's going to chase after me, and I have to realize when I should come back. Here he's going to make a mistake of moving forward, and I'm going to cut back and use a taunt to pick up a quick kill on him. We then pick up the kill on Shen, and this game is pretty much over. So I hope you enjoyed this video on Shen. Learn how to team fight, learn how to keep people off of your carries while doing damage, and you're going to do really well with Shen. He's an extremely fun character, he's really good on any team, and I'll see you guys around. Good luck, have fun.